In a world where smartphones dominate casual photography, one compact camera continues to fight for relevance, not by mimicking phones, but by radically outclassing them. Meet the Sony RX100 VIII. The 8th iteration of Sony's legendary RX100 line promises DSLR-level power in your pocket, with lightning-fast autofocus, 4K video, and pro-level image quality. But in 2025, is a $1,500 compact camera still worth it? In this review, we go deep. Deep. From ergonomics to autofocus, from color rendering to codec performance, we're covering every single angle. Grab a drink, settle in, and let's break down what could be the last truly great point-and-shoot ever made. Let's start with the design. The Sony RX100 VIII stays true to its roots, retaining the familiar sleek, all-black magnesium alloy chassis that longtime Sony users will instantly recognize. However, this isn't just a superficial refresh. Sony has implemented a series of thoughtful micro-updates that subtly elevate the overall user experience. The grip, for instance, is now rubberized and slightly deeper than before, allowing for more secure one-handed operation, something especially useful for quick street shots or casual vlogging. The camera now weighs around 315 grams, which is a minor increase from the previous version. While it's no longer jeans pocket friendly, unless you're wearing cargo pants or a jacket, it's still very much a compact device. One of the standout improvements is the control ring around the lens. It still offers customizable functionality, but this time with much improved tactile feedback. You can feel the clicks now, adding precision and satisfaction to manual adjustments. Up top, the pop-up OLED electronic viewfinder, EVF, has been refined. It's brighter, deploys faster, and offers better visibility in harsh lighting. Another long-requested feature has finally been addressed: a 3.5mm microphone jack. For video shooters and vloggers, this is a big win, enabling far better audio quality without needing adapters. Button ergonomics have also seen a subtle improvement. Each control is slightly larger and has more satisfying travel. However, the absence of Sony's multi-interface shoe remains a sore point, limiting accessory options. On the upside, the rear touchscreen is now fully articulating, a massive improvement over the flip-up-only design of its predecessor. Overall build quality is rock solid. There are no creaks or flex points, and even the battery door feels more robust. This is a compact camera built to handle real-world use with confidence. Now let's dive into the heart of the RX100 VIII, the sensor. Sony has equipped this compact powerhouse with a newly developed 1-inch stacked back-illuminated BSI CMOS sensor, now offering a resolution of 24 megapixels. On paper, it might seem like a modest jump from the 20-megapixel sensor in the RX100 VII, but the real-world results tell a much more compelling story. This upgrade, combined with the powerful new Bionz XR image processor, brings a significant leap in overall image quality. The sensor delivers crisp, finely detailed images that exceed expectations for its size. Sony's new image pipeline allows for improved tonal reproduction and impressive clarity, especially in challenging lighting conditions. The dynamic range is exceptional for a 1-inch sensor, boasting over 13 stops at base ISO 100. This means you can recover highlights and shadows in high contrast scenes with surprising flexibility, especially when editing RAW files. Low light performance has also seen meaningful improvement. At ISO 1600 to 3200, images remain clean and sharp, with minimal noise and excellent color fidelity. The JPEG engine has been refined too. Colors are more natural and lifelike, with smoother gradations and less artificial sharpening. Skin tones look more accurate, and the previously common magenta cast is finally gone, thanks to color science derived from Sony's alpha mirrorless cameras. The added resolution also pays off in fine detail capture. Textures in landscapes, fabrics, and architecture are rendered with surprising sharpness. While it doesn't rival full-frame sensors, the RX100 VIII easily outperforms most smartphones, and even challenges Micro Four Thirds cameras in many respects. It's a technical marvel, a compact sensor that performs far beyond what its size suggests, making the RX100 VIII one of the most impressive pocket-sized cameras ever made. Color rendition has long been a weak spot for Sony's compact cameras. Early RX100 models were often criticized for producing colors that felt cold, overly digital, and at times downright odd. But with the RX100 VIII, Sony has finally made a major leap forward. This is, without a doubt, the best color science we've seen from the RX100 series. Skin tones are the most obvious improvement. They now have a subtle warmth, slightly peachy, never too pink, that suits a broad range of complexions. it's still not quite as organic or filmic as what Canon delivers, but it feels far more natural than the waxy or washed-out look of earlier RX models. Reds are now balanced and never bleed or oversaturate. Greens, especially in outdoor settings, are well controlled and natural. Gone is the radioactive tint that plagued earlier versions. Auto white balance has also taken a big step forward. Indoors, it holds steady under a variety of mixed lighting conditions. Outdoors, it stays true without drifting toward blue or magenta, which older models often did. During golden hour, the RX100 VIII captures warm highlights and soft shadows that genuinely impress, especially in JPEGs. JPEGs out of the camera are now vibrant yet realistic, making them usable with minimal post-processing. That's a huge benefit for content creators and travelers who need quality straight out of the camera. In short, Sony has finally nailed the color science. The RX100 VIII sets a new standard for compact cameras in this regard. Performance is where the Sony RX100 VIII truly sets itself apart from smartphones and most compact cameras. Sony has brought over its flagship autofocus system into this tiny powerhouse. You get 759 phase detection points covering 92% of the frame. And yes, real-time eye AF is included. It works with humans, animals, and even birds. Tracking is incredibly sticky. Once you tap a subject, the camera locks on like a guided missile. It doesn't get confused by sudden or erratic movements, making it ideal for capturing kids, pets, or sports. Autofocus remains reliable even in low-light conditions, and the speed is impressively fast. For action shooters, the RX100 VIII delivers a blazing 24 frames per second with full autofocus and auto exposure. That's unheard of in a compact camera. The buffer performance has improved too. You can shoot over 180 JPEGs in one burst before the camera slows down. RAW shooters can expect roughly 80 to 100 images, depending on the SD card's speed. Sony has also improved the usability. The touchscreen finally supports AF point selection, and the new articulating screen makes it easier to shoot from high or low angles. But perhaps the biggest leap forward is the inclusion of in-body image stabilization, 5-axis IBIS, a first for the RX100 line. It delivers about 4 stops of stabilization, significantly helping with handheld shooting, especially in low light, or at slower shutter speeds. In short, this is professional-level performance in your pocket. Let's talk video, because the Sony RX100 VIII may be compact, but it delivers professional-level performance in a pocketable form. This time around, you get 4K recording at 24:30, and for the first time, 60 frames per second, all oversampled. From a 6K sensor readout, that means you're getting ultra-detailed footage without any line skipping or binning. Even better, there's no crop at any frame rate, so your field of view stays consistent, whether you're shooting cinematic 24 FPS or smooth 60 FPS. Sony has also tackled the rolling shutter issues that plagued the RX100 VII. The RX100 VIII sees a significant reduction, making handheld pans and fast action more usable than ever. On the color grading front, professionals will appreciate the inclusion of S-Log3 and HLG picture profiles. These profiles unlock up to 14 stops of dynamic range, giving you serious flexibility in post-production and making the RX100 VIII a real contender for B-roll in pro environments. For the first time in this class, Sony has introduced 10-bit 4.2.2 internal recording, allowing for richer color depth and smoother gradients. Recording limits have also been extended dramatically. Thanks to a redesigned internal heatsink and firmware optimizations, you can now shoot 4K video for up to 60 minutes without fear of overheating. Audio also gets a major upgrade. The RX100 VIII now includes a 3.5mm microphone input, and you can record digital audio directly via USB-C using Sony's ECM-B1NM shotgun mic. Internal mics are slightly improved, but external audio is still the pro standard. Finally, advanced tools like proxy recording, real-time LUT previews, and HDMI timecode sync make this compact camera incredibly workflow-friendly. For vloggers, filmmakers, and hybrid creators, the RX100 VIII checks nearly every box. Let's talk glass, because the fixed lens on the RX100 VIII is the same 24-200mm equivalent ZEISS Vario Sonar T f2.8 4.5 found in the RX100 VII, but don't let the unchanged spec sheet fool you. There are refinements here that elevate its optical performance to a new level. Sharpness is excellent across the frame, even at the 200mm telephoto end. There is some minor softness at the corners when wide open, but it's well controlled and improves quickly when stopped down. Center sharpness? Outstanding. Sony has tweaked the lens coatings for better flare resistance and contrast retention. You'll notice it especially in backlit scenes. Ghosting and chromatic aberration are impressively subdued, even when shooting into direct sunlight. The macro capabilities have also been improved slightly. Minimum focus distance is now down to 8 centimeters at the wide end, allowing for more dramatic close-up work. The detail retention in these shots is crazy for a 1-inch sensor. Bokeh is decent for the sensor size, especially at the longer focal lengths. You're not going to get full-frame creaminess, but subject separation is there, aided by a slightly redesigned aperture blade configuration that results in rounder highlights. There's also built-in lens distortion correction, and it works seamlessly. Barrel distortion at 24mm, gone. Pin cushion at 200mm, corrected. You won't notice unless you're pixel peeping without corrections applied. It's not just about range, it's about consistency, rendering, and real-world usability. The RX100 VIII's lens isn't flashy, but it's incredibly dependable. That wraps up our deep dive review into the Sony RX100 VIII. For more, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss it. Until next time, shoot sharp and stay inspired.